Yep.
You might have to use your.
I know. Look at that. Good evening, everybody. We'll go ahead and get our regular meeting for July started this evening. We're a couple of minutes behind, and I apologize for that. So we'll start with Mr. Ashley, if he'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, if you don't mind.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, would you mind reading the Clay County Schools mission statement, please?
The mission of Clay County Schools is to build high-quality learning environment that ensures all students learn at a high level.
Thank you. The only announcement we have is our next regular meeting is August the 24th, which is also the first day of school, which is hard to believe. Summer's quickly coming to an end. So you have the agenda in front of you, and it was emailed to you as well. So I entertain a motion that we approve the agenda as it's presented.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Thank you. Any public comment? I didn't notice.
Miss Kayla, will you check the public comment? See if there's any
There's
on the
signed
clipboard.
up. I don't think there's anybody to just to be safe.
No, we
No. All right, thank you. So we'll go ahead and start with our recognitions, and we'll start with spring sports. Mr. Overland has those.
They're outside, I think. It's a good time to sing. I'm just saying.
Could be seen.
We could be singing. We could.
He's not paying any attention.
Today's his birthday.
Today's Danny Jones's birthday, by the way.
We had to fill the time somehow.
66, right? 66.
Yeah.
We're going to start with track. Coach Track. It's on with you.
Did you know her?
She sure is pretty, isn't she? Look at all these children.
Okay, I'm Coach Brown, Coach Shook, Coach McClure, Coach White's not here. I wanted to recognize the coaches to start with because track's a beast. So we have 40 athletes with tons of different events. So each practice, there was lots of prep work, lots of background work. So they did tons of that. So I just want to recognize them. I'm going to start out. Some of them are not here, but we have a really great group of athletes this year. We had a really good season. Skylar Lockaby was a state meet qualifier. Ava Shook was a state meet qualifier, Smoky Mountain All Conference in the 400 meter dash, honorable mention All Conference in the 4x4 and the 4x8, and she was nominated by all of the Smoky Mountain Conference coaches to be the track and field female athlete of the year. Ravenwood was a state meet qualifier, honorable mention, Smoky Mountain, honorable mention, 4x4 and 4x8. Landon Trout was a state meet qualifier and the honorable mention in discus. Elio Murillo was a state meet qualifier, honorable mention and in the 4x1 and all conference in the 100. Trey Graves was a state meet qualifier. Jack Dorsey was a state meet qualifier. Honorable mention all conference in the 4x1 and the 4x2 relay. Noah Carter was a state meet qualifier. Honorable mention all conference in the 4x8 meter relay. Jasmine Brooks was a state meet qualifier. Savannah Marks was a state meet qualifier. Honorable mention all conference in the 4x4 and the 4x8, and honorable mention in the 800 meters. EJ Mapasua was a state meet qualifier, and he actually placed third in the state in discus. Rylan Graves was a honorable mention all conference in the 4x1 and the 4x2 meter relay. Libby Moore was a state meet qualifier. Marlo Joyce was a state meet qualifier and honorable mention all conference in the 4x4 and the 4x8 relay. Josue Salas was a state meet qualifier, honorable mention in the 4x2 meter relay. Gage Brown was honorable mention all conference in the 4x8 meter relay. Porter Hood was a state meet qualifier, honorable mention all conference in the 4x8 meter relay. Eli Sheets was a state meet qualifier, honorable mention all conference in the 4x8 meter relay. Ethan Beecham was a state meet qualifier, honorable mention all conference in the 4x1, 4x2, and the 200 meter. Thank you guys. Good job.
Don't leave.
Hold up, guys.
Listen, we gotta like find a
Stand
place.
on top of the chair.
Alright, thank you.
Congratulations, you
There we go,
guys.
guys. And girls.
You go.
Thank you. Maria.
It's your birthday? Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Michael.
Hi, I'm Coach Peck. I'm here on behalf of the softball program. I have good help as well. My assistant coaches are Jessica Wilson McClure and Jason McClure, and we are have two athletes that we'd like to recognize today. The first is our all-conference honorable mention goes to Lucy Trout. She's a freshman that stepped into the shortstop role for us. Huge responsibility as a freshman. She was a spark plug for our offense. She had 18 hits on the season. She scored 14 runs. She's got some speed. She stole 8 bases this season. Batted .353 with a .400 on-base percentage. She demonstrated poise and talent, and this girl works in the off-season, not just in softball, but athletically toward all sports, and that goes a long way to the success that she had as a freshman, and we look forward to what she has for this next season as your sophomore year. Miss Lucy Trout. And then I'd like to recognize Michael McClure. She was our all-conference selection for our team. She served as our team captain this year as a sophomore. She hit in the leadoff spot. She had a killer year offensively. She dominated our conference in several accolades that I want to tell you all about. She finished number 1 in the conference in batting average, number 1 in on-base percentage, number 3 in slugging percentage, and number 3 in fielding percentage over the Smoky Mountain Conference. On the state level, for the number, she was ranked number 2 in the entire 2A sophomores with a batting average of 600 and a 617 on base percentage. She was a contact hitter. We could count on her in the leadoff position. She had 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, 14 runs scored, and 11 stolen bases. The other thing that makes Michaelin super special is that she does the grueling physical and mental work of being the primary pitcher, but also the backup catcher. So there's 2 very specialized positions that, you know, she grits it out every single game, the whole game. You know, both of these girls are great students, they're great kids, and they're great student athletes, and Hayesville is happy to have them, and so is our softball program. So this is Smoky Mountain All Conference, Michael McClure.
Congratulations, ladies.
Well, ladies.
Congratulations.
Oh, we were gonna have baseball. Do one quick check. I'll be coach.
Got it. Huh? Who did baseball? Huh? No, we did. Okay. Who did we do? Hey, somebody just went. Oh, soccer. We did soccer.
Wheels for that.
You want them up here?
Sure.
You guys, we got a couple of kids that's not here and out of town, vacations and et cetera, et cetera.
There's one come up here on either side. Board members can see their faces.
Good evening. Thank you, guys. First of all, thank you, board, for recognizing the student athletes. Just not the spring, but all your fall, winter stuff. It's tough being a student athlete. Been there, managing practices, games, workouts, off-season workouts, and then trying to make grades is more important. It's not easy, so thank you. I don't have any of my coaches here tonight. I want to thank them. Thank the parents for raising some great kids, and fans, all the other folks that came out to root us on this year. We had a great season. This team accomplished a lot. We went undefeated in the conference. We won 16 games, 16-5 in the third round of state playoffs. That didn't turn out as what we wanted to, but these guys competed and they give everything they had. We had a lot to replace from the year before. We lost 8 kids, I think. We didn't know what was going to happen. But this team showed up. They had a team average of, I think, hitting 350. We scored over 200 runs. We struck out over 200 people. We had a 92% fielding percentage. I keep up with these team stats. I like these team stats more than individual stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. But these kids play hard. And these awards, all I do is submit names and all the information, and these people, these organizations select these kids. So I don't have anything to do with it. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead with our all-conference honorable mention. Like I say, some of these kids sent up here won some other awards throughout the state for recognition. Our first honorable mention all-conference. This was his first year as an official, a full-time starter. He played first base. He played right field. He pitched a little bit. He's a lefty like me. Wound up hitting 280, 290. Started out the year slow, but came on during the middle of the season and did a great job for us. Had a 95% fielding percentage. He scored 15, 16 runs, knocked in 15, 16 RBIs. Had a great season. Look forward to his senior season coming up. He's already started putting in some work. And he also was selected to the Region 8 All-Region team. And that's Mr. Landon Cheeks. Thank you, Nico. Our next young man, we didn't start him much the first of the season, sort of left him on the bench. As coaches decided during the middle part of the season to put him in the lineup and see what he could do and help us. He went up hitting about 350, scored almost 20 runs, did make him years in field. He was a spark plug for us. And that's sometimes you don't get that out of freshman. But he did a great job. Look forward to what he can do for us the next 3 years. And that's Mr. Brett Sellers. Brett is also all Region 8. We'll do our all conference. We'll do these in alphabetical order. Our first young man, this was his first year being a full-time starter. If you're going to have a good baseball team, great team, you got to have a good catcher. Well, this year we had a great. This kid probably caught a total of 2,000 pitches this year, and he let 5 go by. He threw out 40% of his runners, which was 1 or 2 in the state for catchers. Hit over 344s, had a 98% fielding percentage, hustler, effort. I look forward to his senior season. Like I said, he was all conference, and he also made the all region 18, and that's Mr. Rob Barter. Next young man I think is here. Mr. Ben Bethel. Ben Bethel had an awesome season. He had almost 500. He was the player of the year last year in the conference. He scored over 40 runs, which was one of the tops in the state, excuse me. He had 20 RBIs, stole 20 bases, had over 30 hits. If you want to go back and watch the highlight film, go back and watch us play in Franklin the first game of the season. Probably made one of the best catches in the center field I've ever seen for a high school kid, and it was remarkable. We're going to miss him. We're going to miss his leadership, his talent, and I wish him well. He's not here tonight, like I say, but I appreciate Mr. Ben Bethel and what he done. He was also voted by the North Carolina Baseball Coach Association the All-State team, as well as All-Conference, and he was also selected by the Asheville Citizen Times as All-Western second team. So congratulations to Ben. Our next young man has been with us for 2 years. He moved here. This is his first time this year as a starting position player. He played third base, left field, pitched a little bit for us. Selected all conference, all region. Hit over 320 for us, knocked in 18, 20 runs. Loves the game of baseball. I wish he could continue to play, but he's going to be a decent mechanic at one of the best schools in the country, I believe, in Nashville, Tennessee. I wish him well in his endeavors. And he was a great kid to coach, and we'll miss him. And that's Adrian Fuentes. I don't think our next young man's here, Mr. Peyton McGuy. He come back to us this year, he transferred back. He started the season out slow. He was off for a year because he had knee surgery. He wound up getting started a couple games in the season, started playing well. Had another leg injury, played through that. Still hit over 404, stole 20 bases, knocked in 25, 26 runs, had over 30 hits. Played shortstop, fielding percentage over 92%, I think. Had a great season. He was on the all-region team as well as all-conference. And we're going to miss his leadership and his athleticism on this team. But that's Mr. Peyton McGaw. So thank you. And our next young man is not here also. He is on the mission trip. Mr. Brady Reynolds. He was all-conference. He was selected as pitcher of the year in the conference. He was selected as all-state. He did a little bit of everything. He hit over 374, scored 19, 20 runs, knocked in 20 runs. He was 8-2 on the mound, had under 2.5 ERA, so I've got almost 8 batters. Just a competitor. He's got 1 more year with us, and I think he's going to do better things. But he was an all-around a great player, and what he did for this team was great, and that's Mr. Brady Reynolds, and I thank him. Our last young man, he's out here. Had one of the best seasons. Not Western, but because I'm that player. And I might be a little emotional, but that's okay. This kid worked his tail off. And it shows. He was all conference. He was unanimously selected as player of the year. Hit over almost 600 for us. Knocked in almost 40 runs, hit 3 home runs, 8-0 on the mound. 6 ERA, struck out 85 batters. Selected as by the Coaches Association as a 2A state player of the year. He was on the Asheville Citizen Times All-Western team, first team. He's going to be missed. Big shoes that these kids have got to fill. Is coming back. Wish him well. He actually moves in next week to college at Caldwell. So to pursue, continue his career in baseball. And that's Mr. Jackson Sellers. Once again, I appreciate these kids, the coaches, the parents, board, Superintendent Godfrey, Principal Overland, and the new AD. I can see him here. I'm going to present you guys with our 4th straight conference championship trophy. And we're going to try our best to make it 5 next year. So,
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
JoJo. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for making us there.
He moved.
I know.
Go back the other way.
Got a tall one
I
there.
know.
Alright, guys, look this way. There you go. Alright, look this way. Okay, good job. Thanks.
Good job, guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you guys.
Good job. Next, we have the NCAT Honored Educator Scholarship.
That's not me, is it? Nope.
Nope.
Come on.
Guys are up.
I'll make sure to pull myself up. Y'all, I could not be more thankful for technology because I swear to goodness I can't read a thing anymore than actual paper. And I'm a former English teacher, so that hurts. So I apologize. Well, good evening, Superintendent Godfrey, members of the Board of Education, and thank you for the opportunity to be with you tonight to present this year's Beulah Paget Witchard Honored Educator Scholarship. So the late Beulah Paget Witchard was a native of Clay County, and after graduating from Western in 1926, she attended the Peabody School of Education at Vanderbilt. Beulah spent her nearly 30-year career teaching elementary school in Durham, as well as Sunday school, until she was nearly 91 years old. Her son, Justice Willis P. Witchard, established the scholarship in her name to honor her lifelong commitment to the teaching profession. NCAT's Honored Educator Scholarship funds cover all costs associated with attending an NCAT program at either the Cullowhee or Ocracoke campus, including travel reimbursement, substitute teacher pay, and $250 for use in the classroom. This year's recipient of the Beulah Paget Witchard Honored Educator Scholarship exemplifies what NCAT's HES program strives for. Not only does she immerse her students in each lesson so that they get hands-on experience, she holds herself to the same accountability standards she sets for her students. I'd like to share two profound statements that really stood out to me from Ms. Raxter's application. As I learn better, I do better. And after explaining changes that she made to her instruction, as we knew better, we did better. That growth speaks to the heart of teaching and learning. It is now my honor to present the 26-27 Beulah Paget Witcher Honored Educator Scholarship to Breeze Raxter, a 4th grade social studies and science teacher at Hayesville Elementary School.
Y'all come get a picture. Yeah. Yes. Congratulations. Okay. Ready for me?
We are. So our report section, Ms. Guthrie has her superintendent report.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have too much to share. Thankfully, summer is a little bit slower for us, but I do have some exciting things to share with you. Starting with HPS. HPS is excited to launch a new initiative called Jam Time. It's a brand new enrichment opportunity for all kindergarten through 2nd grade HPS students this fall. Beginning in the 2nd quarter, students will participate in a 6-week enrichment course every Friday starting at 2:15. These classes will be taught by their own teachers, and they're designed around their unique interests and talents, and will give students the opportunity to explore new hobbies, discover hidden talents, and build new skills in a fun, engaging environment. Students, with the help of their parents, will rank their top course choices from a wide variety of offerings. Some of the exciting options may include the Lego Club, the Drama Club, Animal Lovers, STEM, gardening, sports, jewelry making, Book and Snack Club, that's where I'm going, and many more. Teachers will teach the same course again during the 3rd quarter to a new group of students, allowing a new group of students to participate. The goal of Jam Time will be to increase student engagement and excitement for school, encourage students to explore new interests and develop new skills, give teachers the opportunity to share their passions with students, strengthen relationships across grade levels, and support positive school attendance by giving them something special to look forward to each Friday. You know that we've been working really hard on improving our chronic absenteeism, and so being really strategic about those common times that we see kids leaving school. And Friday afternoon is certainly one of them. Ms. Clemens would like to note that she may be calling on community members to assist through leading learning experiences or helping fund small projects that they plan to do during the June season. At HES, we had reported last month about HPS and their improvement in chronic absenteeism. So I want to share an update from HES. They reduced their chronic absenteeism from 23.5% to 15.7% over this past year. So all these extra efforts related to attendance have really paid off. That was a 7.8% improvement. And they are, especially want to thank their monthly attendance sponsors. So they did a drawing for students that had perfect attendance each month. And so those sponsors were Sunny Sips, the Fun Factory, Subway, Ingles, the HES PTO, Fieldstone Cinema, Bloom, The Ridges, and Marina Station. And so I'm sure you've seen that advertised on their Facebook page as those winners were announced each month. They are looking for additional sponsors for the upcoming year, and so I'm sure Ms. Teague would be happy for you to call her if you are interested in sponsoring one of the months of the upcoming school year.
The middle school have had their math and ELA teachers spend 4 days last week working on pacing guides, identifying power standards, and creating proficiency scales. This work aligns with the Golden Leaf Initiative that we have been part of over the last year, and really gives some good groundwork to hit the ground running this year with proficiency scales in math and ELA. So we're super excited about that and thankful to Golden Leaf for making that work possible. We were able to offer a stipend to those teachers for coming in during the summer and working on that. So it's kind of a win-win for all involved. At the high school, I'm excited to announce that Silas Brown received an agricultural education improvement grant of $12,500. This grant will help fund the expansion of our small school farm, as well as renovate the small building that's outside the brick building into a school farm store, allowing us to create a school-based enterprise. The project will provide much needed real-world experience for our students. Building a farm store will fill a need for our students to build their own storefront, generate their own products, and follow it up through an entire small business experience from farm to direct market. The actual work of the building and renovation will be done by the ag mechanic classes, so that's really exciting. And horticulture, animal science, and sustainable ag classes will learn to and be responsible for producing items that have already been grown, as well as expanding into new animal and plant products that will be produced. The classes will be part of developing marketing strategies, including pricing and advertising, and the classes will be responsible for operating the school store where products are available. The end goal is that students discover how easily they can create their own agribusiness and market products locally through such a venue or direct marketing to restaurants or businesses with minimal input and a small space. So we're really excited about that. We recently hosted Parents Night Out for our primary and elementary kids. We did this last year during the school year. We decided to do it in the summer this year because we felt like parents might need a break in the summer. It was not as well attended this year as it was last year. Last year we had about between 80 and 100 kids. This year we had about 45 kids. So maybe during the school year is the way to go. But I do know that those parents who dropped their kids off to us for the evening appreciated the opportunity to have a kid-free evening, and we certainly enjoyed the opportunity to get to spend some time with our kids, and so that was good for all of us. As Dr. Shook said, school starts on August 24th. We do have open houses coming up the week before school starts, so our middle school and high school will host open house on Wednesday the 19th from 4 to 6 p.m., and our primary and elementary school from 4 to 6 on Thursday. Before school starts. So we're getting excited. All the school supplies have been posted online. So we're getting ready, and we appreciate the progress, putting out a whole back-to-school page that listed all the important dates and supplies in a very beautiful, colorful article. So we're very appreciative of that. I do have the progress notes for the intermediate school. We have not had our monthly construction meeting. That's tomorrow, so I'm not going to speak too much to this because we have not had an opportunity to discuss this, but obviously there's a lot of work going on with drywall in there. The painting continues. They have finished the wall board in the kitchen area. The greased up in the kitchen hood is complete. The tile is complete in the student and staff restrooms on the first and second level. The brick cleaning is nearing completion. The window frame and glass installation continues. Exterior concrete continues. We do have some sidewalks in, and we do have a few ramps in, so that's exciting to see those taking shape. Looks a little funny because the ground is not to the finished grade yet, so there's some gaps that need to be addressed, but obviously that'll come later. Their installation is underway. The grease trap has been installed, and there's been some additional storm drainage and sewer lines tied in. So it's been a lot going on. I'm excited to see it tomorrow when we do our walkthrough. Mr. Cole stopped by today, and it was exciting for him to get to go through the building and see all the progress that kind of he's got the ball rolling with. And so lots of excitement going on with the new building. And if you haven't driven by and appreciated the yellow jacket on the side of the building, it's my favorite part. So make sure you look at it. But that's all I have for my report. Do you guys have any questions?
Very good. Thank you.
I did invite Mr. Cole to our meeting today. I thought it'd be fun for old time's sake for him to come, but I don't know where he is. But all right, next.
Probably out on the lake.
Probably.
I'm sure he has more exciting things to do.
Well, next we have the Tri-County Community College MOU.
Yeah, so this is our annual MOU with Tri-County Community College for the Career and College Promise, which we refer to as CCP. There are no changes from last year's agreement, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this. This MOU continues the longstanding partnership that allows our students to earn college credit while in high school. This MOU defines the responsibility of Tri-County Community College and Clay County Schools related to student enrollment and advising, instruction and academic expectations, FERPA and student privacy, accommodations and student safety, and an annual review and renewal of the agreement. So we are seeking approval for the 26-27 school year. Not included in the MOU, but related to, we do have the student responsibility that I've included in your packet. This is the student agreement that we put into place last year that kind of addressed some limitations that we wanted to place to sort of create some balance with college classes in high school. And so there have been no changes to this either, but I did want to include it just because it is an important part of how we operate CCP at Hayesville High School. And I don't know, Mr. Oberlin, anything you want to share, or how you felt like the student agreement has gone over the past year? You know, we're just really getting started with this year's seniors lunch. But any questions about CCP or the MOU?
Any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the MOU with
Make a motion to approve.
Mr. Jones. Is there a second? Josh seconds. All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, it's me
It's
again.
okay. You again. Strategic plan approval.
I couldn't be more excited to talk about the strategic plan and seek your approval for it. It is a 25-page document, and so I am not going to read it word for word because it has been sent out in multiple fashions, and you all have had an opportunity to read that, and probably everyone in the room has read it. So I won't spend a lot of time talking about it. I do just want to highlight a few things about the process. We did have 5 members of our district that represented the entire district for each pillar. So as a reminder, we decided to mimic our strategic plan after the state strategic plan, which has 8 pillars. So you will see our strategic plan also has the same 8 pillars. So we've taken the work at the state level and kind of adapted it for the needs of our district. And so we have in our strategic plan, obviously, the pillar title, the goals, and then the key strategies. For the purpose of tonight, I'm just going to go through the goals under each pillar and leave the strategies out just for the sake of time, and because everyone's had an opportunity to review this. But we did have 5 people that represented the district, 1 person from each school and 1 district level person for each pillar. So we had 40 people out of our 200 employees that were directly part of writing this. We've also sent it out for initial feedback and then final feedback. So as I go through, I'll share kind of the feedback we received in this final version of the plan. So pillar 1 is to prepare each student for their next phase of life. And our goals for this pillar are that by 2030, Clay County Schools will ensure that students at all grade levels, primary, elementary, middle, and high school, participate in age-appropriate college, career, and future readiness experiences that prepare them for future success. Goal 2 is by 2030, Clay County Schools will increase overall student proficiency to at least 70% across all schools and grade levels. By 2030, Clay County Schools will ensure that students at all grade levels participate annually in age-appropriate experiences that build life, career, and citizenship skills, resulting in increased readiness for post-secondary success. I will also mention that we have identified data points that we'll be reporting to the board annually about our progress in each of these goals. And so, for example, the graduation rate, our overall proficiency, and how that's changed over time, so that there'll be measurable ways to track each of these goals. On the next slide, you will see the pillar 1. We had This is our percentage agreement. So 94.3% agree with Pillar 1 as written. And then there's about 5% that felt there were some changes needed to that. So that has all been taken into account. Pillar 2 is to revere public school educators. Our goals will be that Clay County Schools will strengthen educator recruitment and retention by fostering a supportive work environment, advocating for competitive compensation, and investing in initiatives that attract, support, and retain high-quality employees. Goal 2 is Clay County Schools will expand and strengthen educator career pathways by promoting opportunities that recruit, prepare, and support future educators. And our third goal is that Clay County Schools will cultivate a culture that values, recognizes, and elevates the teaching profession while celebrating the contributions and supporting the well-being of public school educators. The next slide shows the agreement. Again, for Pillar 2, we had 94% agreement with it as written, and about 5% had suggestions for improvement. Pillar 3 is to enhance parent, caregiver, and community support. Clay County Schools will strengthen communication with families and the community by expanding opportunities for meaningful, timely, and accessible two-way communication. Clay County Schools will strengthen partnerships with families and the community by expanding meaningful opportunities for engagement, communication, and shared responsibility for student success. And Clay County Schools will improve access to district and school information by maintaining user-friendly, informative, and accessible websites for families in the community. Our feedback for Pillar 3 was 100% agreement as written. Pillar 4 was to ensure healthy, safe, and secure learning environments. Our goals for this pillar are that Clay County Schools will maintain healthy, safe, and secure learning environments by strengthening campus safety infrastructure, enhancing emergency preparedness, and fostering strong partnerships with public safety agencies. Our second goal is that Clay County Schools will promote student wellness and prevention by expanding physical education opportunities, strengthening behavioral supports, and building staff capacity to meet students' academic, behavioral, and social emotional needs. Our third goal is Clay County Schools will foster positive, inclusive school environments that promote student engagement, mental wellness, and access to comprehensive student services. On this particular pillar, we had, again, 94% agreement. For Pillar 5 is optimize operational excellence. Clay County Schools will modernize district operations by improving efficiency, expanding digital processes, and providing families and staff with accessible, user-friendly services. Our second goal is Clay County Schools will ensure alignment among districts, schools, and state priorities through a cohesive system of strategic planning and goal setting. And Clay County Schools will strengthen operational capacity by evaluating staffing structure, workload expectations, and operational practices that best support students and employees. Our agreement on that was 97.1%. So pleased with that. Pillar 6 is lead transformative change. We had 3 goals for this pillar. Clay County Schools will strengthen organizational effectiveness by utilizing integrated data systems, streamlining operational processes, and ensuring the efficient and sustainable use of district resources. Clay County Schools will establish a unified instructional framework that promotes collaboration, instructional excellence, innovation, and continuous professional growth across all schools. And our third goal for Pillar 6 is Clay County Schools will strengthen long-term organizational sustainability by maximizing resources, promoting responsible stewardship, and fostering collaborative systems that support future growth and innovation. For Pillar 6, we had 94.3% agreement. Pillar 7 is celebrate the excellence in public education. We only have one goal for this particular pillar, and that is that Clay County Schools will increase public awareness and appreciation of public education by celebrating the accomplishments of students, staff, and schools while sharing the district story with the community. For this pillar, our feedback was 100% acceptable as written. And our final pillar is galvanize champions to fully invest in and support public education. We have 2 goals for this pillar, which include Clay County Schools will strengthen partnerships with alumni, businesses, higher education institutions, community organizations, and local agencies to expand opportunities for students, staff, and schools. And Clay County Schools will cultivate, inform, and engage champions who actively invest in, advocate for, and promote the value of public education. What I can say about the strategic plan is that it's very lofty, but we are proud of the cohesive work that went into it and do feel like it represents the needs of our district moving forward. We had 100% agreement with Pillar 8. And so my plan moving into the next year is to report on these pillars along with the pillar teams that wrote them on a month-by-month basis, so that we're not looking at the whole strategic plan at one time, because that would lead to some long meetings and a lot to absorb. So for that reason, we will be doing updates by pillar instead of by the plan as a whole. So with all that, I would ask for your approval of the strategic plan to go into effect for the upcoming school year. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions or comments from Ms. Gardner? Nope. If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the strategic plan.
Great work.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve this strategic plan.
Mr. Ash made a motion.
And I'll second it.
Ms. Crawford seconds. All in favor? Thank you. Yeah, thank y'all. It's not an easy thing to rewrite, so thank y'all. Yeah. Next, we have the school nutrition vendor approval.
It's Miss Kayla's first presentation as our director.
So, hey everyone. So, as we have been preparing for our 26-27 school year, we have been working on getting our vendors ready in the school nutrition department. So, I'm here just seeking approval for those vendors. And I just want to note that none of our vendors have changed this year. However, the ones that I've highlighted, they were new bids that were put out. So every 5 years, you have to put out a new bid so that people can bid on it, and still Mayfield and Coca-Cola want the bid. So we're working with the same 5 vendors. So we have a good working relationship with them. So the first one is U.S. Foods, and they provide our mainline food, our produce, and our food service supplies. And then we have Mayfield Dairy Farms, and they provide our milk, our dairy products, and they provide us with our 100% juice, the 4-ounce cartons. We are working with Corrections Enterprises in North Carolina again, and they supply all of our chemicals and our sanitation products. And we are working with Coca-Cola again, and they provide beverages for us, all of the beverages that we sell a la carte to all the students. And again, we are working with Hoods Unlimited, and they do all of our hood cleanings and our fire suspension. So I am just here tonight seeking your approval for these vendors, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Anybody have any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we present the vendor list as presented by Ms. Kayla.
I make a motion we approve the vendors.
Mr. Jones, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Crawford seconds. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Gail.
Thank you.
Kayla, can I ask a quick question not pertaining to that? When will we know, or do you have an idea about the CPE yet?
The CEP? Yeah.
Yeah,
We are operating your CEP this year.
we are.
Yes, we are. Yeah. We're super excited too.
We signed is a 4-year agreement?
Yes, we're doing a 4-year agreement.
Yeah, and we're in year 2.
We're in year,
2.
is it 2?
We just finished year.
I think we just
Yeah.
finished year 2. So I think we're entering year 3
Okay.
with them. I know I have a few more
I've
years
lost-
until
I've
we
lost
have to
track
go
of
back
time.
in.
This is
But
the
yes,
third
this
year.
year we are
This is
providing,
the
Think
third
so.
year.
we are participating in every child for free.
And
Yeah.
it is 4-year renewal.
4-year renewal. Mm-hmm.
That's what I couldn't remember.
You kind of lock in for those 4 years, and your percentage can go up, but it can't go down.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Very good. So next we have a change to the honors grad policy 3460. Mr. Overland.
That's me. Good evening, Clayton. So our school improvement team at Hazel High School have been wrestling with this a little bit in the spring, changing the honor graduate policy. And we talked about it over 2 different meetings, and what we came to finally was a unanimous vote to change the 3.70 GPA requirement, which has always been a weighted GPA, to making it 3.75 unweighted. Okay, so going from 3.7 weighted to 3.75 unweighted, so raising the number, and also just looking at really just the core transcript record, not taking into account honors boosts or tri-county boosts to those GPAs. In addition, they wanted to add one thing on that would require 5 credits minimum of honors level, AP level, or dual enrollment level coursework. And they wanted to start this with the class of 2027. So one of the things we did was we back tested it and looked back at this group that just graduated, the class of 26. And if this had been in place, what it would have done, we actually had about almost half of our class of 26 was honor graduates. This would have taken it down to about 1/3. So that's what we'd like to do at the high school. And Mrs. Godfrey, I think this is a regulation, is that right?
It is. It's a superintendent regulation, but it's something that Mr. Overland and I felt like needed some board input before changing that, even though it doesn't necessarily require board approval. But given that it has potential impacts for the upcoming seniors, we wanted to bring that before the board. And also just thinking about when the regulation was put in place by Mr. Cole, it has gradually increased over time. It was put in place, I think, in 2021 during, 2022 during COVID. And so we've recuperated a little bit from that, and just making sure that we're keeping the bar high for our students and that those distinctions are rigorous and speak highly of our children and their accomplishments.
We want it to be a special thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Any questions from you?
You said that starts with this senior class.
They would like to start it with this rising senior class, the class of 27.
Any other questions or comments? So do we need, you actually want to?
I did put it under action
Okay.
for approval, yes.
So you've heard the recommendation to change the regulation with graduation requirements. Is there a motion that we change that?
I make a motion we approve the change.
Mr. Ash makes a motion that we approve that change. Is there a second to that? Ms. Crawford seconds that. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Over. Next, we have the CTE plan approval with Mr. Jim Saltz.
Good evening. If you'll direct your attention to the screen, like Ms. Godfrey said earlier, with the policy she was reviewing with you for approval, this one's over 90 pages. So we've decided on about 3 exciting strategies for improvement that we'll focus on for tonight's purpose. So one of the areas that we want to improve is the academic proficiency for CTE concentrators in math, English language arts, and science. And we did meet the state levels in ELA and science. We're really close in math, and we need to keep improving there. So we want to implement and utilize cross-curricular PLCs to improve mathematics, ELA, science for all students. While we're doing this to promote and improve our CTE concentrator levels, this is going to impact all students. So we will implement with fidelity cross-curricular PLCs, which means like the CTE teachers will meet with the core academic teachers. For PLCs that include data analysis, comparison, and cross-curricular collaboration and integration to improve student performance in both CTE and math primarily. We also will utilize cross-curricular PLC groups and monthly meeting schedule in math to support cross-curricular dialogue, mutual understanding, and integration. We will also share curricular standards and identify common standards during the cross-curricular PLC meetings. Any questions on that action set? Strategies. The next is we are building upon building. We're going vertical. So what our need is that all current career pathway programs of study need to align with the current industry and demand needs with a comprehensive approach to educate and inform students from middle school through high school. This is not just picking out a program area. We did a comprehensive local needs assessment this past year for the next 2 years. And these are areas that we need to beef up because these are areas that our community can help provide employment, meaningful employment for our graduates. The strategy is to increase completion in the entrepreneurship pathway, early childhood pathway, and sustainable ag pathway each year for the following 2 years, and that will align with the needs. The action sets include assigning teachers to the middle school. Those teachers will teach career and pathway exploration courses. We will use career development plans, which include interest inventories, and that will identify and advise students who have interests and aptitudes to continue those modules and take them to the high school level. Teachers will engage students in activities relevant to career opportunities and exploration. We will enroll students in courses aligned to their CDP, and we will monitor the completion rates and schedule students for concentrator course as well as a pathway major status. That means providing them an internship in their core area. That means we're not going to take a student that in the foods and nutrition pathway, we're not going to take a student that's concentrated there and put them in a retail clothing internship. They will be in a food and nutrition area internship. Any questions there? And we're going to strengthen our work-based learning experiences so that students can attain that pathway major status, as I mentioned. Increase field experiences and field trips to industry, to operational firms, to IT businesses, to power companies, to medical offices. We're also going to increase the job shadowing opportunities aligned with the program area concentrations. We're going to implement a work-based learning expo where students and employees can be aligned. We're also going to implement, and we already have started this, so we jumped a little bit ahead of the gun, but we do have 3 summer interns. We need to provide summer internship opportunities for our students that participate in athletics and band and do things during the year so that they don't have to choose. So we're excited to get that rolling too. So Superintendent Godfrey, I would like to ask that, and Chairman Shook, I'd like to ask for you to approve this plan. It has been approved at the state level. And the letter of assurance with funding is in your packet.
Very good. Any questions or comments for Mr. Salks regarding the CTE plan?
No, I just want to mention that I hate to admit this, being on the board, but I didn't even think about extracurricular students, athletes and band members and stuff, and what that means for them to get an internship. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Bringing that to me.
I just wanted to mention too, you're going to see some, obviously what I presented with the strategic plan is kind of big picture, but if you look down at the key strategies, you'll see a lot of overlap between some of the things that are in the CTE plan as part of our key strategies to achieving those goals. But I just want to commend Mr. Saltz for his hard work on this. He kind of got thrown into the fire when he took this on, but it was very important to us when we were hiring a replacement for Ms. Ravondo to be that somebody would know how to write this plan and to do it well. And he did that without ever batting an eye and has done a beautiful job. And I have the full document in my office that you all are welcome to cruise through at any time. But it's a tremendous amount of work, and I just want you to know how much I appreciate it.
Of course. It's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'll entertain a motion that we approve the CTE plan as it was presented.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Crawford's motion. Mr. Jones seconds. All in favor? Thank you. Next, we have the West Cherry Road property.
I think I might just stay here for this one.
That'll
Is
be
that okay?
just fine. That'll be fine.
So members of the board, you have in your packet a copy of the recording sheet that we used when we opened the sealed bids. As a reminder to everyone, we did put up 5 lots for sealed bid. That property is located on West Cherry Road. And the board set a minimum bid of $15,000 for the sealed bid process. And so this recording sheet shows the bids that were received, the lot number that they were received for, and the time they were received. These bids were opened at 5:30 p.m. on July 16th. And we received 3 sealed bids. We received 1 bid for lot 4, and that came from Bradley Swanson and Jacqueline Brooks in the amount of $15,375.52. We received another bid from Bradley Swanson and Jacqueline Brooks for lot 2 in the amount of $15,517.62. And finally, we received a bid from Gary Mole for lot 7 in the amount of $15,500. So there were no duplicate bids for lots. The 3 bids that we received represented 3 different lots. This also means that we have 2 lots that we did not receive bids on. So the board will need to decide how to proceed with these bids, if they want to accept the bids or reject the bids. That's at the pleasure of the board. And the board will also need to decide what to do with the remaining 2 lots that did not receive a bid. And so I'll open that up for discussion with you all to decide how you'd like to move forward.
Anybody have a comment they want to make or say anything about those?
Sell
Or
all 3 of them myself.
just go for it.
Then to place the other ones
Up for
Up for
sale.
bid.
Yeah.
so we can accept these bids as they are and sell those 3 lots. And then the 2 remaining lots we can put back up as a sealed bid, or we can put those up into a negotiated contract that would then be up for an upset bid. After that, we'd have to go through an upset bid process, which I think I would rather go through that process than I would doing sealed bids again. So
Yeah.
One thing to consider with the upset bid is, so let's say that somebody made an offer and the board accepted that offer, we would need to publish that amount for the public, and then there has to be an upset bid period. And so then you can receive one and it starts over. So that process can go on for some amount of time. So just wanted to bring that to attention, and does require us to do some advertising of any agreements regarding the property. So as long as the board is okay with that, then certainly an option.
So that way. No, not,
That-
I mean, no, that's what you said.
yeah, I would rather do that than put it
Okay.
up than doing the sealed bid. Yeah. That way, if somebody has an interest in it, they can bring us an offer, and then we can go from there.
I would mention that there have been some interest in the remaining lots, wanting to know, what we're going to do with those lots. Would we be interested in a negotiated offer? So I do think there is some additional interest beyond these bids for those lots.
But we can also have a figure that we will not go under
That
as a board approved.
Yeah, so the board would have to accept any initial offer. And so if it didn't meet the requirements of the board, even if those are unstated, you could certainly reject that offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions or discussion? So I'm hearing that we want to accept the 3 bids that are here. So if somebody want to make a motion that we,
Make a motion to accept the 3
I'll
bids.
second.
okay, so we have a motion from Mr. Ashley, we accept those 3 bids. We have a second from Mr. Jones that we accept those. All in favor? Okay. So then, other thing I'm hearing is that we want to enter into a period of negotiated contracts. We'll just open that up for the other two remaining lots. So, somebody will make a motion to that regard. Okay. So Ms. Crawford has made a motion that we enter into a negotiated contract for the remaining two lots. Is there a second? Mr. Ash seconds that. All in favor? All right. Thank you.
So
Is that clear as mud to everybody?
So, I will say that now that the board has accepted these bids, I'll move forward with our board attorney regarding next steps for closing and all that goes along with that transfer of property.
Well, I think it's good just to move it. I mean, we don't need to be in the real estate business for any reason, so I think that's good. Very good. Now we have Dr. Clapsaddle.
I could not hear what you did with the remaining lots, what you decided to do. Could you repeat what your plan is for those?
So the remaining lots will be open up for just a negotiated price. So anybody could bring us a price, we would negotiate that with them, and then there's an upset period of time for that.
Okay, do they have to be in the form of a sealed bid, or can you contact
Nope,
a
you
board
could.
member?
Yep, you can contact Ms. Godfrey as the secretary of the board would be the point of contact.
Okay. And do you have to wait for the next school board meeting to get a yes or no as far as the bid is concerned?
That would have to be done in an open session because it's business. It would have to be done. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right, Dr. Topside. You good? Yep.
Adrian told me I had 8 seconds. Going for a full ride here.
You just wasted it.
So, anyway,
Sit down.
I'm here we need to talk math curriculum. So the past 2 years that I've been here, the teachers have not taught using the same curriculum the 2 years. There's been some division, I guess, on what each one felt like was good. So in conversations with these math teachers, we have sought out a program that everyone felt like met their objectives. And so we came up with this program called Math Blast, and quite honestly, all my accidents. So our main goal is to have a cohesive curriculum that has a common language, so that when the students go from grade to grade to grade, they have that same thing. So that was the one thing. So Math Blast, one of the things that I like about Math Blast, it's written by 2 North Carolina math teachers, current math teachers right now, middle and high school, which was one of the things that caught my eye when they contacted me. They have written this program over the last couple of years. They're not a high-profile publisher, they're not McGraw-Hill, they're not any of those. But the other thing is, the best thing about this is that it's solely North Carolina math standards. There's nothing else. They wrote it for themselves, quite honestly, because they saw the need that they had in their classrooms, and that's the reason they wrote it. So it's strictly math, or North Carolina math-based. I mean, it has all the different things of, and I think you have some of this in your packet. It's got the collaboration activities, the review games, the workbooks, not a whole lot of technology in there, which I'm not complaining about right now. Y'all know my woes with technology the last year. Has the graphic organizers, the foldables, the test prep materials, all the different kinds of things. But I think 2 of the other things that kind of caught, it's probably 3 of the other things that caught our eye. Part of our Golden Leaf grant and part of what Mr. Saltz alluded to is our career development portfolios. So every one of these units within each grade level is based on some type of career, whether it's supply chain management, or agriculture, or retail, any of those things. So there's that age-old question, when are we ever going to have to use this? It's going to be answered in every unit. They're not going to be able to come home and say, I don't understand why we're having to learn this, because they're going to have real-world examples in every unit. That, along with these 2 teachers have also taken in a social-emotional aspect of it. So that's kind of incorporated in the lessons and the word problems that they have. There is a lot of word problems in there. But I think the thing that really kind of drew me was, these 2 teachers have a stake in it. They want us to succeed, because it comes back on them. I mean, I will say it's not about money. Everything is usually about money. So their goal is to become, they are on the North Carolina curriculum committee, what's the curriculum textbook. I forget what I'm trying to say.
Yes, like the list, approved list. Yes,
approved list. Yes,
Yeah.
they are on that list. They're just trying to move on up the chain, but their goal is to go from 6, eventually get down to elementary, but they feel comfortable with 6 all the way through high school. They did have some of the top, well, their scores were some of the top in the state that haven't been publicized yet, but according to Penn, they did show us their scores minus their student names in there. But they have been very upfront and open with us. They have these 2 teachers have already met with our math teachers. Ms. Godfrey mentioned that, working with our pacing guides, putting together the lessons, and all the things that we have talked to them about. Like, this is what we would like. We want to use, for example, SchoolNet, so we can explicitly track standards, which goes along with our Golden Leaf and our proficiency skills and competency-based education. The one thing that it does cost, and like I said, there's not a whole lot of technology in it. They've already given the teachers they basically have PowerPoint slides that we can convert into Google Slides, so the teachers have that ready-made thing already there. It's just the student workbooks, and there's 3 options. They have, they're giving us, when I say they're giving us, it doesn't sound a whole lot, but they're giving us 30 free workbooks for each grade level. So that takes off 90 right off the top. So it's approximately 210. We'll be looking at 200, somewhere around in there. If we wanted to purchase the color workbooks, all the bells and whistles that are really pretty, it'd be $45 a workbook. If it's the black and white that we want to purchase, it would be $30, I believe. And then we always have the option, if we want to print them ourselves, they tell us they would give us that license also. So that's what I'm here to ask your approval for, if we can move forward with what is called MATH. I didn't think I mentioned that, Math Class program.
So just a couple of things to add to that, really. We have provided a math curriculum to the middle school. However, I don't think that it was widely loved by the middle school teachers. And so that has led to them kind of picking and choosing. So the pieces that they wanted to use. Having Math 1 in 8th grade is also a little, because that's a high school course and you've got 6th through 8th grade math materials. It's a little bit unaligned there. The thing that I like about this is it aligns so well to our Golden Leaf initiative that, and I know that Dr. Clapsaddle is really working hard to continue to improve scores at the middle school, and we're just kind of a little bit stagnant where math is concerned, and so I think that it's a great opportunity to try a different approach. But what I like about it is that, one, Dr. Clapsaddle knows math better than anyone I've ever met, and if it's got her seal of approval, it has mine. The overlap with our Golden Leaf initiative, I think, is really crucial. But also, to echo what Dr. Clapsaddle said, this company needs everyone that's using this program to succeed in order to become bigger, and so they're really invested in our school. And I think that is not something you always get with curriculum companies. And so I think we can really shape it in the way that we need it to work for us, and have that support at the company level.
I think one of the things, like speaking to prior curriculums, like the Ready curriculum that some of you are very used to or familiar with, they don't have a Math 1. So that was one of the things as far as going into the Math 1. Last year we did get a pilot with Amplify, the one we were using for ELA. It just was not successful. Very expensive, thankfully. We didn't have to pay for it last year, but that just did not work. But these 2 teachers, I think, like some of the things that have been most impressive to me is we've already gone through the curriculum. We spent, time last week, and I have their cell numbers now, and just texted them and said, hey, we have questions. So we immediately set up a meeting, and like, why are you, we've already gone through them, like when we scheduled our check-ins for this upcoming year. These are the way we want to do the check-ins. We would like the curriculum aligned this way. And they were very forthcoming, like, oh, this is what we need to do, or why are we teaching? Even the point of like the first, it was
seventh grade math. Why are we teaching this when they have not learned? It was just very open dialogue and conversation where we could go to them and say, well, I don't know that we don't feel like we should teach that right here. And they immediately switch it around for us. But then being able to say, and telling them about our proficiency skills, this is where we're moving to. And they really wanted to jump on board with that. So I think they kind of found us as an asset also. Like if we're doing this work, maybe we can guide this part of it. But they've been very open and honest, much forthcoming than any other publishing company. It's not, let me see if I can set you up on a Zoom meeting, or I've got time 3 weeks from now. It's, no, okay, you let us know, and we'll take it. Which was impressive. Mm-hmm. But like Ms. Godfrey said, that our success will make their success.
We are still sorting out the money part of this. As you all know, we don't get a tremendous amount of funding for textbooks specifically in curriculum. And so we're exploring a few different options. So we don't have an answer to that just yet, but we wanted to go ahead and get approval from the board so that as we work those pieces out, we can move forward before school starts. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Exciting. Any other questions or comments?
I like the accessibility that you have to those teachers. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. That wrote the curriculum.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion that we approve Math Blast for the middle school math curriculum.
I'll make a motion to approve Math.
Ms. Crawford seconds that. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you. So the next item is the approval for RFP for legal services. As the board knows, we put out an RFP for legal services. Talking about money for math curriculum. Also, budget everywhere is tight. So thinking about trying to save money where we can, we put out an RFP to see what we could get legal service wise. We got 2 responses back to that. Campbell and Shatley out of Asheville, and Swartz Law, who is our current attorney out of Raleigh. Mr. Swartz, I should say Campbell and Shatley both had very similar responses back. Mr. Swartz did offer a retainer option. I felt like the retainer option, after I looked at it at least, had the potential for a better cost savings or a greater cost savings to the district. So he also has a long-standing relationship with Clay County Schools. He's been our attorney for several years. So at least in my opinion, after reviewing on, my recommendation would be to continue with Swartz Law, especially since he has the retainer option there. So, any questions or comments, thoughts? Good. Does anybody want to make a motion that?
I'll make a motion.
Accept
Schwartz's RFP.
Okay. So Ms. Crawford has a motion that we propose. Mr. Jones is seconding that. All in favor? Very good. Thank you. Did you want to say anything to that? Mm-hmm. No? Okay. Next, we have the consent agenda. There's some policies there to approve. And then we have the board meeting minutes from June 29th.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay. Is there a second to that? Second. Mr. Jones seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we go into closed session.
I'll make the motion to go into closed session.
Second.
Mr. Ash seconds. All in favor? We're giving you a hard time, aren't we, Danny?
Everybody tell Danny happy birthday.